artificial intelligence. When we talk about education globally, it's really not science fiction anymore, is it?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It's becoming a tangible force. It's really starting to change how learning actually happens.
Right now. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
absolutely. And look, this isn't just some small adjustment we're seeing. It feels more like a fundamental shift.
Okay.
And that's exactly what we want to dive deep into today. We're focusing specifically on how AI is set to reshape education across the globe.
And the idea is to give you, our listener, a really clear picture of the main advancements happening.
Precisely. A good handle on what's actually changing.
Okay, so let's get into it. What are these main areas? We're talking about making learning really personal for each student.
That's a big one. Personalized learning, and also how AI can, support educators. They've got so much on their plates.
Definitely. And making education more accessible, too, right? For more people.
Huge. Accessibility and inclusivity, plus completely new ways of learning, think virtual reality, that kind of thing.
Wow. Okay. And you mentioned intelligent tutoring and even how AI might change what we learn, the curriculum.
Exactly. Intelligent tutoring systems and curriculum development. So, yeah, it covers quite a bit of ground.
It really does. So this first point, personalized learning. Tell us more about that. It sounds almost like a digital tutor for everyone.
That's a great way to think about it, a sort of digital companion. Imagine something that really understands your specific learning style, your pace, where you tend to struggle.
Uh-huh. Which is often hard in a traditional classroom. One teacher, 30 kids.
Exactly. The one-size-fits-all approach just doesn't work for everyone. AI offers this potential to make learning far more individual.
Okay, so how does it actually do that? Is it just watching what you click on?
Well, it's a bit more sophisticated. AI uses algorithms, basically, complex sets of rules to analyze all sorts of data. How you interact with materials, your answers, how long you take, even the way you try to solve a problem.
So it builds up a picture of you as a learner.
Precisely. And based on that picture, the AI can then curate content just for you. It can recommend specific resources, maybe a video, maybe an article.
And adjust how hard the tasks are, so you're not bored or overwhelmed.
Yes, in real time. That's the key. It adapts as you go.
We're kind of seeing this already, aren't we, with those adaptive learning platforms?
We are. They're a great current example. They give you that customized feedback right when you need it and let you, really spend time on a concept until you've mastered it at your own rhythm.
Which sounds like it could really boost confidence and, well, just make learning more effective.
That's the potential benefit for you, the learner. Hopefully increased engagement because it feels relevant, maybe a deeper understanding because it clicks with how you think, and yeah, ideally better outcomes overall.
Okay, that makes sense. Now let's shift gears a bit. What about the teachers? You mentioned support for educators. Their workload is intense.
It really is, and that's where AI could be a massive help. Not replacing teachers, but supporting them.
Right, like an assistant.
Sort of. Think about all those administrative tasks that take up so much time. Grading, for example.
Oh, yeah. Marking papers must take hours.
It does. Now, AI tools are being developed that can help with that. Analyze written work, spot common mistakes, maybe even provide some initial feedback based on a rubric.
Okay. What else? Like attendance, lesson planning.
Yep. Managing attendance logs,
Mm-hmm.
even helping generate basic lesson outlines, or finding resources aligned with curriculum standards. These are things AI can handle pretty efficiently.
So the idea is it frees up the teacher's time.
Exactly. Time for what really matters, interacting directly with students, facilitating discussions, providing that human guidance and support.
More FaceTime, less paperwork.
That's the goal. And it's not just about saving time. AI analytics can also give teachers insights.
Insights
Yep.
into student performance.
Yeah. Seeing trends across the class, like, okay, lots of students are struggling with this specific concept, or this group is really excelling here,
So they can see patterns they might otherwise miss.
right? And use that data to adjust their teaching. Maybe explain something differently or provide extra resources. It gives them sort of data-backed confidence in their strategies.
That's really interesting. Okay, let's talk about accessibility. You mentioned this earlier, making education more inclusive. That feels incredibly important.
It's absolutely fundamental, I think. Everyone deserves access to quality education, and AI can genuinely help tear down some long-standing barriers.
How so? What are some examples?
Well, think about students with disabilities. For someone with a hearing impairment, AI can generate real-time captions or transcripts of lectures.
Wow, okay.
Or for a student with visual impairment, AI can read text aloud, text-to-speech.
Mhm.
And as we discussed with personalization, it can tailor the whole experience to specific learning needs.
That really could be life-changing for some students.
Absolutely. And then there's the geographical aspect, online education powered by AI.
Right. It means you don't have to physically be somewhere to learn.
Exactly. It overcomes those distance limitations. AI helps run these online platforms, making quality resources available to people in, remote areas or communities that maybe haven't had access before.
So it's kind of democratizing knowledge, spreading it out more evenly.
That's a good way to put it. It has that potential to bridge educational divides, which is incredibly powerful.
Definitely. Okay, now for something that sounds a bit more futuristic, maybe, innovative learning experiences. You mentioned VR.
Yeah. It's about moving beyond just textbooks and lectures. AI is enabling some really cool stuff.
Like what? Give us the cool stuff.
Okay, so imagine instead of just reading about ancient Rome, you could put on a VR headset and walk through the forum guided by an AI historian.
Whoa. Okay, that's immersive.
Right. Or picture doing complex science experiments using augmented reality. You see the virtual equipment overlaid on your desk, and an AI guides you through the steps, explains the reactions.
That sounds much safer and maybe more effective than just diagrams.
It can be. And I know you mentioned gamification earlier. AI is big there too.
Using game mechanics for learning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Turning subjects into interactive challenges. AI can adapt the difficulty, provide hints, make it feel like a quest. It caters to different learning styles, makes it more engaging.
And probably helps you understand complex things more intuitively because you're doing it, not just reading about it.
That's the idea. Deeper understanding through active participation.
Very cool. Okay, another area you flagged was intelligent tutoring systems. You described AI as was it a tireless tutor?
Huh? Yeah. Tireless, patient, always available. That's the concept.
Sounds too good to be true.
Well, these systems are getting pretty sophisticated. They use AI to give students that one-on-one style guidance and, crucially, immediate feedback.
Mimicking a human tutor, almost.
In some ways, yes. They're designed to identify exactly where a student is getting stuck. They analyze your answers, figure out the knowledge gap, and then tailor explanations or specific exercises to address that gap.
And the immediate feedback part, that seems really key.
It's huge. If you make a mistake, say in a math problem or a language exercise, the AI tutor can point it out right away and explain why it's wrong.
So you don't keep practicing the wrong thing.
Exactly. You correct misunderstandings instantly.
Yeah.
That can really accelerate learning, especially, as you said, for students who maybe don't have access to regular human tutoring.
Yeah, I can see how that would make a massive difference. Consistent support right when you need it.
Potentially transformative, yes. Okay, so one last major area. AI and the curriculum itself.
Yeah.
How we decide what students should learn.
Right, you mentioned this. I admit, I hadn't really thought about AI playing a role there. How does that work?
Well, designing a curriculum that's effective and, importantly, relevant is a constant challenge.
Yeah.
AI can help by analyzing huge amounts of data.
What kind of data?
Things like learning outcomes from thousands of students, what worked, what didn't. Also, analyzing the job market, what skills are actually in demand now, what skills are emerging.
Ah, okay, so connecting education more directly to future needs.
Precisely. AI can also evaluate how effective different teaching materials or textbooks are. Are they leading to good results?
So it's using data to fine-tune the whole educational program?
Exactly. A data-driven approach. The goal is to create curricula that are more future-focused, more impactful, and really equip students with the skills they'll need.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground personalization, teacher support, accessibility, new experiences, tutoring, curriculum. The potential seems enormous.
It really does. The scope is vast.
Yeah.
But it's also important to touch on the challenges, right? It's not all smooth sailing.
Good point. What are the main hurdles or concerns we need to think about?
Well, ethics is a big one. Bias in algorithms, for instance. If the AI is trained on biased data, it could perpetuate or even amplify inequalities.
Yeah. That's a serious concern.
Then there's data privacy and security. We're talking about collecting a lot of sensitive student data. How is that protected? Who gets access?
Critical questions. And what about, just relying too much on the tech, losing the human element?
That's definitely a conversation we need to have. Finding the right balance. Ensuring AI augments human interaction rather than replacing it where it's most needed.
And making sure everyone actually has access to these tools, right? The equity issue.
Absolutely. Avoiding a digital divide where some schools or students benefit hugely from AI while others are left behind. And of course, training educators properly so they feel comfortable and confident using these new tools effectively.
Lots to consider there on the implementation side.
For sure. It requires careful planning and ongoing ethical reflection.
So it feels like this AI revolution in education. It's ultimately not just about smarter software or cooler gadgets.
No, I think it's much bigger than that. It's really about the potential to unlock human potential, but on a truly global scale.
Helping every learner, wherever they are, reach their full capacity.
Exactly. Think about the collective impact of that. It's quite profound when you consider it. Which leads me to ask you, our listener, what new questions does exploring AI's role in education raise for you?